Conditions.
All we've agreed so far is the withdrawal agreement and how Northern Ireland continues to trade on goods after Brexit. Otherwise, we have nothing else agreed. So there's a massive agenda to be agreed: trade in goods, trade in services, data protection, security cooperation, aviation, road haulage, fishing. You know, the list is endless.
On Wall Street, the Dow down by 603 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Let's talk credit card debt for a minute. If you feel you're carrying too much of it, you're not alone. The average household in the U.S. carries over $8,000 in credit card debt. Ready for some good news? With a cash-out refinance from Quicken Loans, you can quickly and easily put some of the equity in your home to good use by paying off a lot of that high-interest credit card debt. A great way to take cash out is with our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%. APR 4.23%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN to learn how taking cash out with a 30-year fixed mortgage might be the right solution for you. And for a record 10 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rates subject to change. Pay 2% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
President Trump has signed a new order creating a White House position that focuses on human trafficking. Correspondent Ed Donahue reports.
Besides the new White House job in the Domestic Policy Council, the president's executive order on human trafficking expands prevention education programs and prioritizes removal of child sexual abuse material from the internet.
Human traffickers prey on their most vulnerable citizens and people. They're vicious, they're violent.
The president calls human trafficking modern-day slavery.
We will not rest until we've stopped every last human trafficker and liberated every last survivor.
Eric Schwartz, president of Refugees International, criticized the administration's stand on human trafficking, saying victims are endangered by a chipping away of their legal protections. Ed Donahue, Washington.
News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Japan is urging citizens not to travel to China because of the possibility of the further spread of the coronavirus.
In expanding the advisory against non-essential travel throughout China, Japan's foreign ministry has raised concerns about the disease widening its arc, noting other countries, such as the US, were giving similar advice. In a further move, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe says Japan will ban entry of foreigners infected with the new coronavirus. Tokyo has evacuated hundreds of citizens from the Chinese city of Wuhan this week. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The Democratic National Committee has dropped grassroots fundraising qualifications for the party's February 19th debate before the Nevada caucuses, opening the possibility that billionaire Michael Bloomberg could make his first appearance on stage. The party announced Friday 3 different ways for candidates to reach the debate stage that involves hitting certain polling marks. More at townhall.com.
The following is an America Matters media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
Welcome to this evening's episode of Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and we are a production of America Matters Media, the home of quality conversation. You can check us out on the web at americamatters.us. That's americamatters.us. And we're also on Facebook at facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour. You can like me there, and that's also my Twitter handle, Reno Rush Hour, at Reno Rush Hour, so you can follow me there. And this is an interactive program. Go away, go away. Playing with devices here. I have too many devices, or is that vices? Anyway, it's an interactive program, so you can call us toll free from anywhere in the world, 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Or you can just message us in the Facebook comments box on the watch party as soon as I get that started. So, welcome, everybody, to Freaky Friday here on the Rush Hour.
Thank you, Cal.
Thank you. Feels good to be here.
This is Dina.
Thank you so much. I have special guests, as I always do. I always have special guests. Oh, I always yell at everybody to like clip themselves, and I didn't clip myself. Did you clip yourself?
I didn't.
So this is Brandon Kraft, and he is with Nevada Parents for Equality. And this is, of course, my dear friend Dina Ziri of ShiftDivorceGuide.com, ShiftDivorceGuide.com, and the Shift Alliance Network. And just amazing things happening with that. And especially as she hangs around here and around town and with me and Krista B and Christine Openshaw over at the Atlantis, and just
fabulous network of women in this city.
I'm so glad you fell into my lap and into my home here and around and into my realm.
Yes.
So yeah.
Thank you for having me. I feel special. I do.
And thank you for bringing Brandon.
I'm excited.
I am
truly excited. We've had 3 shows together, Brandon. You're our
wow.
4th. And Kelly and I wind up talking about, lady stuff, kind of old. You should have heard our poor dating conversation last show.
We talk about all kinds of
yeah, we're gonna nail
crap.
him. We're gonna nail him down on what it's like to date as a single dad, a young single dad,
attractive,
right?
single dad,
right? And
gotta
that,
be tough.
so that's going to
right
be
now,
prepared. Be prepared for that.
It's got to be tough.
But yeah, I'm very pleased to have Brandon. So anyway, I saw him. Should we jump right in?
What
do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about, first of all, what Nevada Parents for Equality is.
Right.
Well, basically, we're pretty much hope. We're offering parents going through divorce or, deciding to do it or just getting out of court or whatever. And it's a place where basically we give guidance. We teach parents. You don't have to fork out $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 for a lawyer to go back to court. We help you fill out the paperwork. We tell you what to do. We tell you what the laws are, what your rights are, and we help parents through it. And because it's mainly about the kids, and that's what we focus on.
And that is such a powerful statement. You just said so much in those 4 words. It's mainly about the kids.
It is.
And I mean, that covers so much. And when you say that, divorce is about the kids. When, the overarching thing about divorce is the waste of resources.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes financially, it comes in time, it comes in emotion, it comes mentally,
Yep.
It comes in, energy, it comes in exhaustion. I mean, and you take every single bit of that away from your kids.
Right.
Not just from yourself.
One of the definitions of divorce is to split apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just throw a bomb in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the kids take it in the shorts. And I'm putting that in I'm really having to grit my teeth. Especially, everybody out there that knows me knows I'm really gritting my teeth on that one.
It's pretty passionate.
That's why we're fighting for the default in family court to where it's 50-50. That's the default. So unless you're proven unfit or whatever, and this way the kids win. Normally family court falls on, one person winning, one person losing. So we're trying to get rid of that here.
Yeah, and that's right. I mean, what a perfect statement. 50-50. It really is both lose.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
because then
equity in that. I mean, that just.
And then comes the which 50-50 is it going to be this?
Right.
It's scheduling.
Right.
Then scheduling becomes a nightmare, and
It's not. 50-50 is the lazy way out. For really for the system.
Mm-hmm.
It's not looking at the best case scenario for the kids, which is what it needs to be ultimately. If
Right.
there are children involved, the first thing that needs to be looked at is what is best for the children.
And do they do that, Brandon? Do you find that the courts are in the interest of the kids?
You know, they state that, but in most cases, I haven't read many transcripts where it's focused
It's who has
based
the best
upon
lawyer.
the kids. It's about who has the best lawyer, who's spending the most money.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I would like to get into talking about Title 40 funding, because it puts an incentive out there for one parent. Basically, if they put one parent on the child support system, Title 40 funding goes in effect. And that means at the end of the year, for every dollar taken in from child support, they get to claim, the county gets to claim up to 37 cents per dollar that gets in from child support. And that goes to family court, that goes to family DAs, and that goes to the county.
All right, we'll have
so
to...
there is an incentive to make sure that one person has limited visitation, and when one person has limited visitation, they're automatically set on the child support system.
All right, you're going to have to explain that one to me a little bit more when we come back. Okay. We'll be back for the second segment of today's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush, Brandon Kraft of Nevada Parents for Equality, and Dina Ziri of ShiftDivorceGuide.com. After these messages, please stay tuned.
The Butcher's Kitchen Charbecue invites your family in for the best wood-fire, slow-cooked barbecue rotisserie and open char pit food around these parts. Charbecue on the corner of Virginia and Huffaker presents sliced Santa Maria tri-tip, beef brisket, and ribeye. Charbecue redefines homemade pork and specialty sausages. The all-meat chili reigns supreme in Reno. Charbecue, The Butcher's Kitchen, 7689 South Virginia at Huffaker, Winners Crossing. Get in and get real. Charbecue, Reno.
At A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, we've been accomplishing happy feet for over 30 years.
We offer a various range of shoe styles and sizes for both men and women. From all-season shoes and orthotics to work boots and safety shoes, our professional and reliable staff possesses the knowledge to help you find the proper shoes to fit your needs. Hard to fit? Hard to find?
A Proper Fit Footwear is here to give our customers happy feet. We make people aware of potential foot problems as we're sizing their feet, suggesting the right arch support, and guiding them to the proper shoes for their needs.
Stop by A Proper Fit Footwear at 4001 South Virginia Street in the Reno Town Mall today, and allow the owner Mike Jones and our fabulous staff to find the perfect pair of shoes tailored to your specific needs.
A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, the home of happy feet, where comfort and your feet meet.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the Grads of Life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Assistance League Reno Sparks, an all-volunteer nonprofit organization, works to improve lives by providing supplemental food, grooming essentials, and bus passes for low-income and homebound seniors. The Senior Sampler, a gift shop located within the store, provides senior crafters with a free venue to sell handcrafted items to supplement their incomes. Check out both the gift shop and the thrift shop at 1701 Vassar Street in Reno. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 4.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Are you shy and don't want to talk on the air? Text us your questions or comments to 775-237-2266. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of today's Rush Hour. I'm Kelly Rush, and I've got Brandon Kraft of Nevada Parents for Equality and Dina Ziri, my dear friend with Shift Divorce Guide and the Shift Alliance Network. And we are talking to Brandon about, we were talking about Title 40 or Title 4?
Title 4D.
Title 4D.
Correct.
4D. And it just sounds heinous, and it was... like many laws, was well-intentioned at the time, 40-some years ago, and has, of course, become a monster. And so, now, is this a federal law?
It is, and you know, like we talked, it was supposed to be a good thing under Reagan, but it just it became a big moneymaker. So that's why there is an incentive, and that's why parents battle it out.
So, and how does it work now? So,
if a parent gets put on limited visitation, they're automatically put on the child support system. Okay, any dollar collected for child support, at the end of the year, they collect it all, and they send it in for Title 40 funding, taxes, and they get a write-off. Up to 37 cents per dollar, they get money back, and it goes to the county, family courts, child support DAs, and that's a lot of money.
So it's like a tax refund that should have gone to you.
That would be nice.
But it goes to the county.
It should go to the kids, go toward the family. I mean.
Right.
So you think the system is being manipulated?
It helps fund it, but you know, you figure what 74%.
But it's your money that you earned,
right?
And you've already paid through the nose for quote unquote child support, which is already, in many cases, subverted to the wife. You know, expenses, and you know,
you hope it's being used for
you
the
hope
kids.
it's being used for your kids, but we often know it goes to, as with the government, the general fund,
right?
And you know, so who knows?
I mean, it's, you know, they could use it for whatever as long as one person's paying.
Right. So then here comes the end of the year, you get your
so this 37 cents on the dollar that's going to or up to whatever amount of money that the courts are making off of these child support numbers is being used to keep family court operating.
Yeah, from my understanding, it helps fund it. Yeah.
Why are we having to outside fund our courts? I don't understand.
On top of tax dollars that already. So this is now more federal.
Right. So they're going to rip somebody on child support to increase their funding?
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, it's just...
I don't know. I can't wrap my head around that.
No, I can't. I really can't either. And
it's one of the big things that we're fighting against. Yeah. Because if we get rid of that, once you add money to anything, it turns evil.
Right.
If we get rid of that, the incentive would be, you guys need to get along, figure it out. You both made that child. It's 50-50. The child needs both of you. Take money out of it. I mean,
right.
Problem
Take the money.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not so much that it makes it evil. It's just that it grows. It hydrolyzes, and its tentacles grow roots, and it just expands into morphs into things that it just didn't intend to be.
Right.
It just seems to me like then that should give the paying parent, be it whichever parent is paying child support to the other. The paying parent should have certain access then to the courts.
Exactly.
Does that bring you any additional, like, do you get, I don't know, an hour of counseling a month, or, any, I want to say,
no
DA benefits,
nothing.
or
you get
you get nothing. They're just utilizing.
And nobody fights
your money
back. I mean, just... Okay.
Well, he's doing... So when I saw Brandon...
So anybody could go to NV Parents for Equality. They could get answers. They could get help. And it's hope. It's hope. Because I was completely lost. no direction, nothing, and forking out tons of money and just beat.
I saw Brandon on the news. What channel was that when you were down in Carson
It was
City?
Fox 11, and I think it was Channel 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sitting there watching the news, eating my Raisin Bran or whatever, and I see these dads and talking about Title 4D and just, you know, I just saw a bunch of dads that wanted more time with their kids, you know, wanted more say with their kids. And after my daughter's father gave her up, adoption to husband number 2, because he was just paying out the nose to all kinds of kids, for all kinds of kids. And dad number 2 just could have really cared less about his fabulous son. And that both dad number 1 and dad number 2 have both passed away, by the way. So I have children that really will never have the opportunity to know their fathers. I have 2 children. And that's sad because their dads didn't take the time to get to know them as children, and now they're both gone. And as adults, I think there are holes in my son's and my daughter's life. And that's something that when I saw Brandon on the news, I was like, oh my God, here's all these guys that want their kids. They want to be a part, and they're not allowed to. Oh, aggravating.
Not at all.
It's so damaging. It's so damaging.
I got a 32-year-old son to tell you all about it.
Yeah, that was pretty much the hardest part right after the child course custody with me. It was, you know, strangers. Anybody could visit your child and take them or whatever, but you could only see them on visitation. I was actually escorted away from the school that my child goes to because somebody made a phone call and complained and said, well, it's not his visitation time. So I was asked to leave. They considered that visitation time. It was quickly resolved because that's not how that works. But I mean, it's a mess.
I mean, it just.
And you're not a creep or anything, are you? I mean, are you an abusive alcoholic that, with a record that, I mean, like, this nice guy sitting here that just wants to be with his kids.
Well, that's where the incentive comes in. If
I
I prove that.
Imagine somebody calling
Budinsky's
to warn, and it's not his visit.
And the school
Excuse
is
me,
the child's time.
Oh my God! Excuse me! Oh my God! He wants to see his son.
Right.
Oh my God! Somebody help! Dad wants to see his son, and it's not his day. Can somebody help me, please? It's an emergency.
It's not funny, but you're funny.
You think you would be happy?
Honest to God, it's so frustrating with all the stuff that we have going on in the world.
How old were you when you got married, Brandon?
I was 19. Yeah.
Okay, so a young marriage. How long were you married? Here's the third degree from Dina.
Probably a good 7 years. We were very young, and we didn't know who we were, and it just became toxic, and we became 2 different people. And
Cripes, I'm 51, and I still don't know who the hell I am.
Right? Look at me.
How old are you
that's what
now?
happens. I'm 34.
You've been divorced for how long?
Can't tell how old I am with this bandage.
Well, we can touch on skin cancer in a few minutes. Conversation can go anywhere.
Well, and that's another important thing to talk about with kids. You never know what's going to happen.
Right.
And the courts, families want to keep each other from their kids and fight and piss and moan. And now you've got the courts interfering too? What business is it of yours? Of theirs, of the systems, of the governments?
Well, we discussed in our last show about a marriage license being, a legal document. It's an agreement. It's a legal. So therefore, you have to follow the law with that. Got nothing to do with love. Right. Being a legal document and
so
then trying to get yourself out of that, but it's not like you're fighting over or making decisions for like furniture and cars and stuff. Right. It's the kids. And you have 2 boys, right?
Right. Right.
And how old are they now?
We got 9 and 13.
9 and 13. Ooh, formative years. I raised my son as a single mom. We left, got divorced when he was 7. And he was 13 when I remarried. And I think I married a guy. Paul was a good role model. Paul was a good role model for my son, and I'm glad that he was there. Went to heck. Wait a minute, where's my list of cuss words I can use?
You say hell.
I can say hell? Oh, right on. Went to hell in a handbasket, after 10 years, but he got to see that too, as an adult after college. And anyway, dads are important. Strong moms are very cool too. Let me throw some kudos at me for raising a strong, I think, sensitive young man.
They're both really important. They both bring a different value to the table.
And that's the thing. That's what we were destined. That's what we were destined to do. So. Okay, well, we got all that down.
My mother did daycare, and then she jumped into foster care, and it didn't matter, what their parents did to these kids. I mean, they could have abused them in any type of way, and the child still said, I love my mom and dad. I want to see my mom and dad. It doesn't matter what they did.
Yeah, mom and dad.
Mom and dad.
Mm-hmm. If they knew them.
Right.
We've got to go to another break. We'll be back for the second half of today's Rush Hour after these messages. Please stay tuned.
Do you need high-quality estate planning and family law services? I'm Reno attorney Todd Torvinen. I practice in the areas of estate planning, probate, family law, and divorce taxation. I'm also experienced in probate and family law litigator and believe that prevailing in any litigation requires diligent, methodical preparation. As a certified estate planning law specialist and certified public accountant, I'm singularly qualified to analyze the financial aspects of marital, family assets, or a decedent's estate. A large part of my practice is done in real time. It means that preparation of estate planning and family law documents occurs with the client present, and they're reviewed with the client at the time the client is there. Your documents are examined line by line and explained to you, then modified based upon your input. This client-focused approach leverages the current technology and enhances the attorney-client communication and relationship. The idea is to produce a better product. Please call me at 775-825-6066 to schedule an appointment today. Again, 775-825-6066.
So here's the choice. Some people say the USA is finished. It's evil, a has-been, full of hate and injustice. The U.S. Constitution should be trashed and the Bill of Rights abolished. No free speech, no gun ownership. Competition and free markets are bad. We're all too stupid. For our own good, the government must own everything and know all your secrets.
Other people say that America has created the freest, richest, happiest, most generous society that has ever existed in the world. That's why millions of people are desperate to come here and escape their brutal lives in Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, and 100 other countries.
In America, we have the right to succeed, the right to our own living, the right to have a family, the right to believe in God, the right to have our own ideas, the right to be safe and secure, and the right to be left alone.
Where do you stand? Help us save the Constitution and restore the American dream. Go to SaveMyFreedom.com.
Brought to you by the American Media Council.
Rich is just a really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew in virtual tennis. When the toilet paper is running low, Rich replaces the roll on the actual holder, not just on the back of the toilet. Rich is texting and driving. Rich, no. What are you doing, Rich? I was just telling everyone how great you are. Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second half of this evening's Rush Hour. I am Kelly Rush, and as I said at the top of the show, we're a production of America Matters Media, and you can check out our beautiful brand new website at americamatters.us, and you can call us toll-free from anywhere in the world, 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255, and we'll pick up the tab for that, or you can just drop us a line in the comments box of the Facebook Watch Party. And I still haven't gotten that started yet because we've got this great conversation going on, and but I'll do that in just a second. I'm almost done with the text here, but I've got Brandon Kraft of Nevada Parents for Equality, and Dina Ziri of ShiftDivorceGuide.com. Got Dom? What? Got Dom? What am I thinking? Geez, mom goes away for a week in the hospital, and
wow,
empty house. And
are you dancing naked through the living room?
No, I'm not doing a damn thing. I'm going home and getting a fresh glass of water and going to bed.
Vegging out.
Anyway, no, Dina Ziri of ShiftDivorceGuide.com.
Thank you. Thank you.
Which is a wonderful publication, really, and it's expanding day by day, and
working on that,
getting better all the time.
Yeah, a lot of local resources. Need more. So
we're getting there.
we're getting there. Yeah, professionals, flooring people, yard guys. When you're going through a divorce, you need just about everything. So that's what the guide is about.
Yeah.
The resource guide, the directory.
That part of it, anyway.
So anyway,
yeah,
kids and divorce and how they lose and Title IV and all that other good stuff. But
yeah, enough about that. Let's talk about dating and sex. And
come on, Brandon.
What's
give
it
up,
like for a young millennial, good-looking guy that's single parent in this world?
I just made the millennial mark. I don't know if I should be offended by that.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Just as a
well, you're younger than
not a big fan of them.
No.
It definitely made it tough. Making the decision to get married at a young age and have kids, and then you go through divorce, and you're financially, stuck because of child support and everything. So it's not easy. It's not. You have to be. In order to get a good-looking girl, you got to be very sly.
And do you have a type?
Just good heart. Good heart. That's it.
Gotta like kids.
You think I'm lying, huh?
No, not at all.
She has to be at least, at least an 8.
But
no, really.
Well, you deserve that. You deserve both. I think you qualify for receiving both of those.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we were talking about dating as newly single people. That was our subject last week, and the perspective that Kelly and I could
newly
give.
Single people, 10 years, 5 years.
Right, and really just, we don't even want to, go back to our conversation. But, so if you were to bring somebody home, what's the MO for that these days? I mean, you've gone out maybe a couple, 3 times. When would you introduce somebody to your boys?
That's that's a tough one. You normally have to, I'm gonna say like at least 4 or 5 months. I know that kind of sounds stretched out, but I mean, the kids, they go through so much anyway, and it's kind of a lot to, to bring in. A girl that you like and be like, oh, I've been married, I've been divorced. Hey, here's kids. You're a pre-mom now. That's kind of what they feel. It's too much pressure. So basically, you just focus on having fun. You date. You go to nice restaurants. Maybe take a cruise or something, and you don't really talk about it. You don't bring it up until it gets serious. Yeah.
That's not serious.
We were
go to nice restaurants.
Yeah, which is expensive.
I mean, Hey, baby, want to go to Jamaica?
Well, I mean, you're talking
That's
about.
not serious.
You're talking about
I like
millennials.
the way his
so
he's representing the group, not himself.
It's all about money, what you could bring, how good you look, what kind of car you drive. I mean, you really have.
My God, it's the
Are all those
80s
things?
all over
Is
again.
Is
Holy
it?
crap!
Really?
My first date with Jesse was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
We both live here.
Oh, you're kidding.
We went out, we met up, we had a good time.
Wait, what?
Wow.
It goes back to
And
the
did
idea
you
of
go
a
to
cruise.
New Orleans together?
Yeah,
No.
it was a destination that we both met at, and
But you
hung
were
out.
both from here.
And it was the first time that we officially met
Isn't
up.
that interesting?
Wow.
Wait, you planned to meet there?
We did, yep. Yeah, so we had spoken on the phone. It was a long distance relationship to begin with. But going back
That's
to the idea
cool.
of going away somewhere and,
Wow, crash
not being serious
course,
quite
and
yet,
yeah,
but
just
yeah.
having a blast together and getting to know each other. That's way better
I ended
than
up
dinner at the casino.
I ended up in Reno because I flew out here to surprise a guy for his birthday. That we were actually no, it wasn't his birthday. It was for Valentine's Day, and I flew to LA, and because he was going to be there, and it wasn't. I mean, we were just friends as far as I was concerned, but
He forced you into a relationship. I remember that.
Well, he didn't force me into it, but no, he
Worked together.
Yeah, no, it's a long story, but he was going to cancel his trip. I was going to come here for Valentine's Day to surprise him, just as my buddy Chris, because I'd never been to Reno. And so he was going to be in LA. He says, I was going to be in LA. I'm going to be in LA. And I was like, well, I was going to come to Reno, that weekend and surprise you. And he got all bummed. And I couldn't figure out why. And I'm like, oh, well, no big deal. I'll just come out some other time. Thinking, I'm like, this is my buddy. What's he so upset about? And in my mind, I just went, all right, well, I'll just go to LA instead, because he was going to go out there to be in the studio audience of the Anthrax taping on Married with Children. This band Anthrax was going to be on.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we were both in the hard rock industry. He was in radio. I was a writer.
Okay.
So I just changed my plans, went to LA instead. So it turned out this whole thing. But anyway, I ended up surprising him out there. And it turns out to be our first date without me realizing that I was actually in love with the kid too. So, long story longer. And we ended up having this long distance relationship. So I came out here to visit him for his birthday. Surprise again. I kept doing this to him. And the minute my feet hit the ground after I got off the plane, I knew I was home. And I'd have moved then. He didn't ask. Relationship blew up, but I had friends out here and kept coming out. And anyway, so this is not about me.
Well,
how did you end up in Reno? Are you a native?
Born and raised in South Lake Tahoe.
Really?
And then, moved to Markleeville, and then I jumped in the grocery business really early. Ended up being a produce buyer 9 years down the road. I was in Southern California for a bit, and now I'm back.
How cool!
And I'm
That's
back
the grocery
because
business
I
is
wanted
interesting.
more visitation with the kids because the whole commute. You have to drive 8 hours just to see your kid, and the older they get, the more they need their parents.
It's terrible when you got to stuff your kid on an airplane and then not see him. Oh, it's awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
and,
Christian can relate too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian
Yeah.
has.
My boys live in Southern California, and so once a month I go down there. I make that 8 to 10 hour drive down, and
really
spend the weekend, 8 to 10 hours back, and
wow,
yeah.
So you're a good
Fun
dad.
stuff.
You're making the effort.
Oh, absolutely,
Yes,
yeah.
You make the effort.
Yeah, and they spend
God, he's
the summer
amazing.
with me. I get them. We split the time really well, and I try to see them as much as possible. And the nice thing is with technology, every other day I can FaceTime with them, so I can see their faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's
That
what
is
makes
nice.
it a little bit easier. I wanted to say my quick story about dating after my second divorce. my son and I, we had moved from Phoenix to Albuquerque, and we had this house, and it backed up to these apartments. And my son would jump the back fence. He had a buddy that he met at school and go swim at the pool at the apartments, which was totally cool. And I decided one day, pretty quickly, that I better go over and check out the situation. And yeah, well, Garrett's dad is there, so I walk around the block and go to the pool area to find Garrett's dad, who insisted was watching my son. And Alex goes, yeah, he's over there. And I saw this guy, like a large man sunning himself in very small shorts on one of the loungers. And then I look over at this other guy. He's like 6.5 feet tall and great chest hair. And oh my God, legs that went all the way up to his, yep, it's on my list, ass. And I was like, oh, please, God, let the guy on the left be Garrett's dad. And we moved in together 6 months later. It was tall and good looking, was definitely Garrett's dad. And I actually liked his kids. So my son, in a way, hooked me up on my first date after my second divorce through one of his friends. And we went for it. So yeah.
Millennials have to use social media to find their partners.
We got started on that too.
Well, I mean, it's important, and that's why most relationships don't last anymore, because social media is based upon filters. You build yourself up, and you put a filter on it, on everything. So you put out your best version of yourself, and then after a while, you meet somebody, you start to get together.
Yo, go ahead.
And you start to realize, I don't know this person at all.
Right.
It was all fake.
Crazy.
Or blown out of proportion.
I can't imagine. No thanks.
Yeah.
Filter.
I'm an algorithm. Nice to meet you.
No. Well, we've got to go to another break. We will be back for the fourth and final segment of this evening's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush, Brandon Kraft, and Dina Ziri after these messages. Stay tuned.
Call Sursec Dental because you're worth it. They can make your smile perfect. You're gonna love your new smile. Sursec Dental for perfect smile. Sursec Dental has a $125 special that includes a cleaning, x-rays, a free Sonicare toothbrush, and a free cosmetic makeover consultation. Sursec Dental for perfect Call 827-1113.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite non-profit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today. Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour. I'm your host, Kelly Rush. And Christian, we have a little something that some friends of ours shared on the Rush Hour page, or shared on your page that we're sharing around. There's a benefit Squares game for the Super Bowl this weekend that is a 50-50 for Care Chest of Northern Nevada. Care Chest is an amazing organization. My whole family, actually, all three of us, my mom, my dad, and I, have all used their services from at one time or another. My dad was a diabetic, and we got diabetic supplies through them, and some mobility supplies through them, and my mom needed a wheelchair through them, and I got a walker through them. So yeah, we love Care Chest. Care Chest is absolutely awesome. So if you would go to the Rush Hour Radio Show Facebook page, that's facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour, you can find the event that's been shared there, or the information that's been shared there, if you'd like to participate and possibly win. I think it's $10 a square. Is that right?
So, yeah.
You can just click on that, and it'll take you to the page, the web page, and you can just do your thing there.
Yeah, it's a fun way to support a good cause.
It absolutely is, and possibly win quite a bit of money. Those can really add up. And I'm too stupid to participate because I can never figure out how to win.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's always luck anyway.
Yeah, I should just kind of like, caution to the wind and just kind of pick a square. But it's a whatever. Anyway, so if you're into those, like I said, go to Rush Hour Radio Show page on Facebook, facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour, if you would like to play, and go ahead and do that. It benefits a great cause, you, and Care Chest. So have at it. Anyway, back to us. And
well, segue over to Slice of Heaven. Why don't you
please
talk about, Brandon, what Slice of Heaven in Gardnerville is doing?
Again, this is Brandon Kraft of Nevada Parents for Equality.
NV Parents for Equality.
NV Parents for Equality, and they have a Facebook page as well, NV Parents for Equality. Just look that up, NV Parents, the number 4, Equality. And Dina Ziri of ShiftDivorceGuide.com, and we're talking about Slice of Heaven in Gardnerville.
Yeah, so there's a new pizza place in the Gardnerville Ranches called Slice of Heaven Pizza. It's actually really good. And they offered to help with donations for NV Parents for Equality.
Awesome.
So that's going to help. It's a nonprofit organization, so that's going to help with T-shirts and resources and anything we need to give these.
Oh, you guys are
parents.
in a 501c3?
Yeah.
Oh, super.
Yeah.
That makes it easy too. So if anybody would like to make a donation to NV Parents for Equality, it would be a tax write-off.
That's right.
Deductible.
That's right.
What do you do with the money?
It just all goes back to it. It all goes back to the
fundraising efforts, T-shirts,
stickers.
Look at these awesome
resources.
I got one.
Paper.
Yeah. Look at how nice these are. Who doesn't love a good black and white T-shirt?
You like that? I came up with it. Huh?
Oh, you're kidding. This is so
well
nice.
done.
Like, everybody loves black and white. These are very, very nice.
So you
how much
mentioned
are these to purchase?
If you're a family going through a
or
divorce,
are they a donation?
I give them for free.
So people can make a donation, basically. So you
definitely can.
Okay.
You could donate
Take
to
money,
it, and
Brandon.
it goes to
so
more, yeah.
Awesome. So
or as bias.
So if you see Brandon, or when they have their events, he's gracious enough not to ask a specific amount, so you can see kind enough in your heart to make what you feel is the appropriate donation. So you may get quite a bit more money for these than you think. So just put a sign on them, by donation.
Awesome.
You just never know.
You never know what you'll get. So
Definitely.
What do you got coming up? You said something about Fox 11 wanted to follow up with you again. Do you have any
we
events
will be
you're
on
doing?
Fox 11 again. We have been talking about some more rallies, and then traveling. There's actually the Million Parent March, and I think it got pushed back till next year, but we're hoping to go to Washington D.C. So.
Oh, it's the Million Parent March.
That's awesome.
Now. Not the Million Dad March.
Million Man
or
March.
the Million Man March. Or the Million Mom March.
That's great.
It happens to mothers too, and it's going to take all of us to stand up and say that's enough. The kids are the most important thing that we need to look out for.
That's great.
Right.
So.
And
you know what would be it'd be fun to track? How many couples get together at that thing?
Oh, she's the divorce hookup.
This way we could step away from social media dating.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is an interesting subject because with the filters, I mean, you build yourself up to. Psychology teaches us there's our ideal self and our real self, and the gulf between the two tells you how balanced you are. And but what people really need, especially kids, is just say, I accept you for who you are. You don't need a filter. Doesn't matter if you have scars, if you got big ears, a fat head. I mean, you are perfect the way you are, and it takes the biological mom and dad to sit down with your kids and say, you are
Not necessarily
enough.
the biological.
Anybody, really. I mean, they do say it takes a village to raise
That's
a
the
child.
only thing I agree with Hillary Clinton about. It takes a village. I was very fortunate.
That's probably the only thing I agree with her to.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to grow up in that village, and I absolutely agree. Any parent was subject to clothe, feed, discipline, shelter, any other child,
Was it just a cool neighborhood? It wasn't a cult or anything?
Oh, no. It was just we lived on a street, Tollgate Road, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, we all knew each other. We all, had each other's phone numbers and borrowed the cup of sugar and actually returned it. It was idyllic.
Neighborhoods are not like that
No,
anymore. Everybody's
they're
stinking
not.
at work, and occasionally
we
you see somebody
hide
out
from each
mowing the
other.
lawn.
I mean, we live in CCNRs, for God's sake, and don't know our neighbors.
No, we're on social media on our computers in the house.
Yeah, when I was in Southern California, I mean, you step outside and say hi to your neighbor, and they look at
They're
you like,
like,
excuse me?
Like,
Why are you
what are you
talking
talking to me for? What do you want? And I mean, I grew up with that in the East Coast in the 70s. I didn't in my neighborhood, but like in Philly. That was and it was, in New York, and, you averted your eyes and you hid, you grabbed your purse, and, and we got away from that. And, I moved to Dallas and, walked into a 7-Eleven, and wherever I went, people talked to me, and I, grabbed my purse. You talking to me? And I moved to Dallas because I loved that. And Reno, that's why I wanted to move to Reno. And and I don't want to go back to that, and it's,
my mom missed the 50s. And then we missed the 60s, and then we missed the 70s, and then we missed the 80s.
No, I don't miss the 70s. 70s weren't
Do you
great.
remember the 70s?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very
well, good
clearly.
for you. But I think, your boys are going to take over, that's a new generation. That's scary. That's scary. The next generation, because it's tech. It's all technological. It's going to be like,
okay.
I see flying cars in your grandkids' future. That's how fast it's going, and that's wild. No, you don't think so? No flying cars?
I think
I'm
we're
not
going to
sure,
pull
though.
back. I think we're going to have a little bit of a pullback and a reset. Kind of look at, all right, what do we really need? What's really practical? This flying car thing ain't gonna fly. It's just not gonna work.
I don't know.
personal error. I mean,
we're given. You see 2-year-olds in strollers, and they're like playing video games on their mom's cell phone. It's wild.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that. I mean, we've had aerial car technology.
Well, I don't. Maybe not just specifically flying cars.
We've had
my point
electric
being,
car We've had battery electric car technology for 135 years, and it still ain't working right. Just because we have the technology and the ability to innovate, it doesn't mean it's going to work.
Well, I just see the progression and where your kids have to take over. I see where my son's at, and and that's why we've got to raise some kind of stable.
We are.
Kids
well, see, and that's the thing.
Exactly. It's our future. Duh. So, I'm going to share this story I told you at the break real quick about the lady who allowed her children to go with an alcoholic father, and she got hassled from her family terribly over that. And all she wanted to do was to make sure that her kids knew firsthand their father and let them form their own opinions. And I thought that was tremendously smart of that lady. So anyway, kudos to her for being brave.
Yeah.
Making
and
saying, hey, no matter what, you're going to get to know your dad. So I thought that was pretty cool. Just a little bit of perspective on there. Any final words? Quick, Brandon, quick.
Jump on the site, jump on the group, Envy Parents for Equality, and join us.
Awesome. Thank you.
And
Appreciate you being on.
We'll have you on again too. And when you have events and things like that, be sure to keep in touch with us. And this is really, really great. I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you, Dina.
Thank you again.
ShiftDivorceGuide.com. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Go Chiefs!
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy